Relationships mean that men and women are two sides of the same coin, right? But before we get into that, give me the three freebies: like, share, and subscribe. I'm your host for the Firm and Fair podcast, The Spencer Perspective, and we have work to do. Let's get to it. So, anyone that knows that school of thought, two sides of the same coin, that means that you and your partner will be dealing with the same relationship in different ways. That's the strength and the beauty of it. Could you imagine getting into a relationship with someone that's going to do exactly everything that you do? You do not complement each other. That's tails. This is heads. So we have to be able to understand that's the beauty in relationships. You both bring something different to this union of two individuals. But if you do it the right way, even though it's two different things, you become one, this coin. All right? Now, let's take a look at this coin a little bit differently as well, too. When it comes to it, as you can see here, all we can see is one side. But as it turns, we start to see the other. This is the rotation between you and your partner. Now, the rotation shouldn't be such that there's this much of your partner and that much of you in the relationship. In other words, it's unbalanced. You want to have a balanced relationship where you're both constantly moving together at the same speed so that to the naked eye, it looks like one entity spinning. And you can still constantly see both sides of the same coin. You have to be moving together, balanced, understanding the mission, but also, I use this coin in real life to make my decisions when I'm stuck on something. It could be something as simple as wearing a pair of sneakers, where I would like to go running, or maybe what should I do this upcoming weekend. Now, there has to be one side that makes the decision and one side that follows. Two sides of the same coin. As such, when I flip that coin and bring it down, a decision has to be made. But due to the nature of relationships, you should already know who's the decision maker and who's the decision taker. So understand that. You have to work together. There's no separation on this coin. It's one entity. And that's how you have to see your relationship. It's one entity. Two sides of the same coin, right? So what could that mean? That could mean the man has something that he brings to this relationship that you necessarily cannot bring to the relationship as the woman. And then you, as the woman, have something that you bring to this relationship that the man cannot necessarily bring. It's up to you both to find that out together. But that's the beauty, right? You cannot be with someone in a relationship who is exactly the same as you. Could you date a mirror? Because that would be it. So understand that you both have something different to bring to the table. Why am I saying this? So, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because let's go back 50, 40 years. There was, in the lens of relationships, a traditional value relationship. A woman specifically brought something to that relationship. A man brought the other thing specifically to that relationship. Could you say that the positions are ever so changing, but not so natural? Nowadays, men are becoming feminized, and women are becoming masculinized. And as such, there's no cohesion in intergender dynamics and interrelationship dynamics as well, too. Because the women are starting to become more like men, and men are kind of taking a backseat. Their jobs have been taken from them by the women. So as such, you have to understand, you still have to bring something to that relationship that deems you to be the woman. The man still has to bring something to that relationship that deems him to be the man. Some of the best things in life are free. So here's what's free. Let that man bring his masculinity to the relationship. Let him be that leader. Dollar amounts, status, assets, luxurious wealth, those things have nothing to do with masculinity. Let the man be a man for you. That's what you need and what you crave and desire on the inner parts of your heart as a woman. Take that same situation. Money, luxurious wealth, assets have nothing to do with femininity. You have to know your role as the woman, especially if you're with a man that you actually want to keep. You got to be a woman that's soft touch. A man cannot be soft for himself. A man cannot caress his own neck, his own head. He cannot whisper sweet nothings. He can create a calm and peaceful state, but that's called solitude when it's with the man. A woman, she can bring you serenity like no other if she knows her role. Remember, you're two sides of the same coin. Everything that I say is suggestive, not prescriptive. Something tells me if you take this lesson to heart, you can jumpstart your own venture as far as becoming more feminine if you're a woman, as far as becoming more masculine if you're a man. You have to take ownership because it's yours and it's your right. No one takes that from you. You look like you're starting to do better. I'm doing better. We all will. This is the Firm and Fair Podcast, and I'm your host, Spencer, and I'm out.